Hello everyone, my name is Nisha and I'm an occupational therapist at West Ham Lane Health Centre in Newham. Welcome to our video about learning to eat with your hands. In my culture, just like many others, eating with our hands is part of our day-to-day routine. At home, my family will eat rice, curries, and roti or chapati with our hands. Sometimes eating with your hands can be hard for some children as it requires lots of different skills. For example, the ability to use both arms and hands together, hand-eye coordination, fine motor skills, and good hand strength. We recognise how important it is to be inclusive in the way that we teach everyday skills. We know children may be using cutlery, like a knife and fork, in some settings, including at school, but it is also just as important to build the skills necessary for children to take part in their cultural eating practices as well. Therefore, this video will focus on the skills needed for eating with our hands and providing some advice and strategies to help children develop these skills. For any concerns related to limited food preferences or having a restricted diet, please refer to our Fussy Eaters webpage, where you can find lots of information on how to support your child with their feeding. This video is targeted across a range of ages and abilities. It may be helpful to choose the activities you think that would be best for your child to practice. So, let's learn the different steps to eating with your hands. Before we practice the steps, it is important to warm up our hands. This will help to ensure our fingers and hands won't feel any strain. Some warm-up activities that you can try are spider hands up the wall, finger football, and squeezing sponges. Using leftover chapati or Play-Doh, your child can also complete some of the following activities: finger spread, making a volcano, and squeezing and rolling. Looking at the steps to eating, the first step we will talk about is ripping. Ripping involves using both hands together and enough finger and hand strength to pull apart the pieces. If your child struggles with this, here are some activities you can practice to develop these skills. Encourage your child to use both their hands together in play. Toys such as Lego and construction blocks, Play-Doh, and threading games are good examples of activities to try. For more ideas, please refer to our two-handed play video. To help your child understand the movement of ripping chapati, it may be helpful to practice with materials that are easier to rip, such as paper and tissues. You can also try opening snack packets or peeling foods, such as bananas or cheese strings. To make the task easier, encourage your child to hold the roti or chapati with one hand and rip with the other. The next step is scooping. Scooping involves having enough strength in your fingers and wrist and the ability to turn your forearm. To work on making your hand stronger, you can get your child to play with water spray bottles or roll a ball across their body. It's also important to practice the movement of turning your forearms. Some examples are playing simple card games such as Snap, scooping and pouring things such as water or dry rice or pasta, putting stickers on your child's palms and getting them to identify what the sticker is. To understand the movement of your fingers scooping the food with roti, encourage your child to practice using small pieces of paper to pick up small objects such as dry pasta. For rice, you can place a small piece of Play-Doh on each of your child's fingers and encourage them to bring them together. The final step is bringing the food to your mouth. To be able to do this accurately, a child would require hand-eye coordination, body awareness, and having enough arm strength. Please refer back to the warm-up activities to support with developing arm strength. To work on hand-eye coordination, consider the following activities: popping bubbles, clapping games, throwing and catching, and balloon games. Activities to support with developing body awareness include getting your child to place stickers on their mouth. They can practice this in front of a mirror to make it easier for them. Singing head, shoulders, knees and toes. And pretend feeding with dolls. If bringing their hand from the plate to their mouth is difficult for your child, you can try bringing the plate to a higher surface so their hand doesn't have to travel as far. You can also provide support to your child's elbow to stabilize their arm. This will make it easier for them to bring their hand to their mouth. Some important things to remember when practicing these steps. Children learn best when they're having fun, so make these activities as motivating and interesting as possible. It's also important to learn together. We encourage family members, such as parents, cousins, or siblings, to model these skills and get involved with the play activities. Think about your child's current needs and abilities and change the activity in a way that is easy for them. Practice doesn't have to be for long periods of time, but it should be consistent. And try to practice these activities in an environment that is comfortable and without distraction. Thank you for watching our video on eating with your hands. For more information from our service, please visit our website by googling Skips OT Newham. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, or subscribe to our YouTube channel.